Hello, this is the Watchdog and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Pagani Design PD-1689 homage to a Rolex Cellini. I had mispronounced it in an earlier video and said Cellini instead of Cellini, so I am correcting myself. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing my Tag Heuer Aqua Racer, and Grego is wearing a Benyard BY5163M because I wanted to be able to compare his alligator strap with the alligator strap on this watch. Grego said Princess Leia kept complaining that the hard Tatooine water kept clogging up her curling iron, so Han Solo boiled some water and collected the steam with one of the Skywalker evaporators. Cara Dune wanted to know if she could have some of the soft water for her curling iron. Princess Leia gave her a pan and said, "Put this pan in the hand of the Han who distilled the water." Here's the watch. Comes in this nice big huge clamshell box. Don't know if that was necessary or not. Once again, these boxes make it more difficult for me to sell watches because it costs a lot more to ship them. But if you're going to keep a watch, then this is a really nice box. This is an homage to the Rolex Cellini, which used to be one of those watches you could actually buy at an AD before the Rolex market went completely insane. Granted, the watch is still very expensive if you can find it due to the solid gold cases. This being a Pagani Design, of course, it is only stainless steel. I haven't had many dress watches on this channel as I find I just prefer the sports models. However, if I was to ever find myself in the need of something a bit more elegant than a 500-meter diver such as my Phoebus Leviathan, this watch will definitely do the trick. The watch is 40.3 millimeters wide, 47.5 millimeters lug to lug, only 10 millimeters thick. This is a really thin watch. Has a 20 millimeter lug width and only weighs 58 grams on the supplied strap. The watch has a fluted polished bezel with a nice shine. The navy blue dial has a nice sunburst effect. The indices are split down the middle with the minute track. The Pagani Design name and logo are printed on in white on top, and then it says PT time on the bottom. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, if PT is something significant or not. Then it gives the 20 bar 200 meter water resistance, which is a lot of water resistance for a dress watch. Most dress watches wouldn't need more than 100, so I'm not sure why they bothered with 200 meters, but I guess it's nice. It has doffing hands with no loom and a second hand that ticks 4 times a second, so you don't have to worry about missing the marks. Instead of a normal date window, you have a date subdial with the numbers for the odd dates and dots for the even. The crystal is a slightly domed sapphire. There is no mention of AR coating, but you can see through it just fine, so there might just be. The sign crown is a screw down crown because, once again, nobody told Pagani Design that a dress watch shouldn't need a screw down crown. On the second position, when you screw it down, unscrew it, you can quick set the date, and it only quick sets in one direction, but quick sets really quickly, so this is a quick set. And then there's nice thread action when you screw it back down. The case is a polished stainless steel. Here, let me undo the buckle so you can see the case back better. The case back is also solid stainless steel with a slotted case back rather than a coin edge like a real Rolex. And since this is a quartz model, you can appreciate the fact that it has a slotted case back because it's going to be a lot easier to change the batteries. And I have a feeling, since this is a 4 tick a second movement, you're probably going to be changing the batteries a little bit more frequently than a 1 tick a second quartz model. And then there's a jellyfish on the case back, reminding us again about the 200 meters of water resistance, which was kind of unnecessary for a dress watch. The movement underneath is a Seiko VH65, which beats 4 times a second, which is not enough to give you a super smooth sweep, but fast enough not to worry about hand alignment. The supplied strap has a nice alligator pattern and is fairly soft and needs very little break-in. There's been a little bit of controversy about the spring bars. When you look at the spring bars, some people are complaining about curved spring bars and changing the strap. I'll show you in a little bit if that is an issue or not. Then it has a sign buckle, which works just fine. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. As you can see, there are only 2 notches left on this strap. So if you have a really big wrist, you might have to get another strap for it. So I went ahead and took one of the spring bars out, and sure enough, it is a curved spring bar. So the rumors are true. This does have curved spring bars. Does that mean, though, that it's impossible to put this on another strap? Well, let me show you. Here it is on a vintage leather strap. Yes, it's kind of tight, and I had to put in some serious effort to get it on, but I was able to get this strap on. So let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist and see what it looks like on the vintage leather strap. Here it is on the vintage leather strap. As you can see, it's kind of a tight fit where the spring bars are, but it's possible. So if you like this watch, do not let the curved spring bars sway you from buying it. And here's the watch on one of those Pagani Design Bond NATOs. And this is using the curved spring bars, so you can always put it on a NATO too using the existing spring bars. Also, I wanted to compare the strap to the alligator strap that was on the Benyar that Grogu was wearing. Of course, the Benyar is a much more affordable watch, and as you can see, the Pagani Design strap is much better than what's on the Benyar. I was perfectly fine with this strap when I originally reviewed the Benyar, but now that I see them side by side, you can definitely tell that the Pagani Design is a much better strap. There's no need to go to the loom room, as there is no loom. Specs in the AliExpress listing mentioned backlight, but I'm sure that was a misprint because I don't see any way of doing a backlight. That just doesn't make sense. What do I like about this watch? Well, I really like the dial. It's a very nice dial, nice sunburst effect. Has the lines coming out from the center. Really looks nice. And I like the fact that the movement ticks 4 times a second. And I really like this nice alligator strap. Yeah, I know it's probably not real alligator, but it's still a very nice strap. And I like the fact that the watch is very lightweight and thin. You can hardly tell that you're wearing it. What are my gripes and groans? Well, why 200 meters and a screw down crown on a dress watch? It just seems to be unnecessary and just makes it more difficult to use the watch. And it would have been nice just to put a little bit of lume on it so you could see it in the dark. And the curved spring bars do make it a little bit more difficult to change the straps, but it's not impossible, as I showed you earlier, that you can change the straps on this. It's just a little bit more difficult. Do I recommend this watch? Yes. If you're looking for a dress watch, then this should fit the bill. The 4 beats a second give you that nice sweep and avoids the quartz alignment issues. Just don't expect to be able to read this in the dark, but I guess that is what your cell phone is for. Well, thank you for watching my review, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.